These two adjoining cottages sit hidden away on their own at the end of a mile-long track. The earliest map I can find them on is from 1885, and the earliest census they are recorded on is from 1881. They were built possibly to accommodate workers at the nearby Old Hall. So in 1881, the first occupants of the cottages are Edwin Millington, a 24-year-old gardener, his wife Esther, who's also 24, and Sarah Stockton, who's age 1, and strangely she is down as a boarder. Next door we have George Fox, who is age 34 and he is a gamekeeper. His wife is called Anne and she is 29. They have 3 children, Margaret, who is 5 and she is a scholar, Mary, age 3, and Robert, who is 1. 10 years later, in 1891, 2 new families are in the cottages. Firstly, we have James Dean, who is aged 26 and a gamekeeper. His wife is named Emma, who's 29, and they have 1 son, William J, who is aged 1. Next door lives John Woodcock. He is 44 years old and he works as an agricultural labourer. His wife Mary is 36 and they have 4 children, Joseph, aged 12, Sarah, aged 8, John, aged 5, and William, who is 2. Moving on to 1901, and the 2 same families are living in the cottages. James Dean is now aged 35 and still working as a gamekeeper. His wife Emma is now aged 39. They now have 4 children. William J is aged 11, Elsie Annie aged 8, Mary Alice aged 5, and John, who is 3. Next door we still have the Woodcock family, headed by John, who is now 54 and working as a farm labourer. His wife Mary is down as 48 years old. They have 4 children, with Joseph as the eldest at 22 years of age and he works as a gamekeeper. John, who is 16 and he is a domestic farm servant, William, who is 13, and Mary, who is aged 7. There is no sign of Sarah, who would now be 18. She could be married or working away. In 1911 we have a Frederick William Pye living at the cottages. He's aged 34 and he works as a road labourer for War District Council. His wife Emily is 33 and they have 5 children. Frederick Joseph Clulow Pye, who is 12 and listed as a schoolboy, Nellie Evelyn, aged 8, Arthur George, aged 6, Violet Mary, aged 3, and Percy Thomas, who is 11 months old. Next door is still the Woodcock family, but it is a different family than in 1891, so they could be relations who have taken on the house. The family is headed by William James Woodcock, who is 40 and he is a cattleman on a farm. His wife Mary Florence Woodcock, she is 47 and a charwoman, and also living with them is Elizabeth Woodcock, who is 80. She is William's widowed mother and she is listed as an old age pensioner. 10 years later, in 1921, we have a William Thacker living in one of the cottages. He is aged 32 and is a dairyman. His wife Nellie is aged 30. They have 2 children, Thomas William, who is 2, and Nellie, aged 1. Next door, the Pye family still live there, headed by Frederick William Pye, who is now 45 and a cowman and farm labourer. His wife Emily is now aged 33. They now have 6 children. The eldest is Arthur George Pye, aged 16, and he is working as a bricklayer's labourer. Violet Mary, aged 13, Percy Thomas, aged 11, Edith, aged 7, and twins Marion and Miriam, who are 4 years old. Frederick Joseph Clulow Pye, who was aged 12 on the 1911 census, and Nellie Evelyn, who was 8, are both missing. Finally, on the 1939 register, the 2 same families are living at the cottages. William Thacker is now aged 52 and works as a labourer for public works contractors. His wife Nellie is aged 48 and she does unpaid domestic duties. They have 3 children in the house. Charles, who is aged 18 and he is a general farm worker, Leonard, aged 13, and he is at school, and Frank, aged 16, and he is a general farm worker. Next door, Frederick William Pye is now 63, and he is a general labourer. His wife Emily is 62, and she does unpaid domestic duties. They have 6 children with them. Percy Thomas, who is now 29 and a general labourer. Miriam, who is 22, and she is a general domestic servant. Frederick W., who is 15 and a general farm worker. Margaret, who is 5. Edith, aged 26, who is listed as out of work. Marion, aged 22, and she is a worker in a creamery. There is also a Frank Trawley living in the house. He is aged 22 and he is a general farm labourer. It is hard to tell when these cottages were last lived in, but I believe the one cottage was lived in more recently than the other, as it had electricity installed. It must have been a hard existence isolated down this muddy track. They had no electricity, no running water, and a shared privy in the back garden. Also, can you imagine 9 people living in one of those cottages? I found a record stating that the cottages are owned by Mr. Robert Thomas Watson, and he acquired the properties in 2004 from his father. He obviously has no plans for these cottages, and like so many other buildings like these, they'll soon be lost to nature. Welcome back. Oh, right, I am in an old cottage. Well, there's 2 cottages joined together. I'm just hoping I can get into both. A huge shout out to Staffordshire Paranormal Explorers for sending me this pin. They're huge supporters of this channel. Go and check them out. There's no fakery, they don't make anything up. What you see is what you get on their channel. Show them some love. Like and subscribe to them, because they've been to some brilliant places, and huge thank you for constantly supporting me. Right, let's have a look round. Right, we're starting upstairs, as that's where I've got in. Oh my god, look at this bedroom. Let's go through the cobweb. Oh my days. Look at that fire. See up to the ceiling, look. Look at this, there's 2 beds in here. Wow. There's a book on the floor. An old boot. Oh, there's a pair of boots. There's another bed in there, look. Wow, got the staircase there. So look at these beds. So that's an old like fold up bed, an old camp bed. It's an old box, like an old jewellery box. Is that a picture? You can hear banging. They're either doing shooting or it's bird scarers. But there's an old like scarf or something there on the bed. An old bottle. Wow. Right, let's head downstairs. Oh my god, looks so dark. Right, well I've just come down the stairs and we're into a room. It's got a big old range in it. Look at the tiles on the floor. There's more bottles on the floor. And then we've got a little cupboard over here with all sorts of stuff in. Got a tin of paint there. Some cherry brandy. Some little bottles of rum up the top. Some more little bottles of rum on the mantelpiece. Some lemon heart, what that is, or Jamaican rum. Very nice. Look at this range. So you've got the arm there that you'd probably hang a pot or a kettle on. There's lots of old biscuit tins on the floor, look. An old bed frame. A little table there with like enamel plates on. Old car light there, look. Isn't it a car light? What an amazing place. So I couldn't tell you how long it's been empty. Decades. Absolute decades. And then we've got some old doors there going through to other parts, so we're going to have a look in a mo. Right, let's go through. That's just a cupboard. Oh my god, look at this. So we've got another big fireplace in here. A modernish light bulb. What a place. There's another cupboard here, probably the pantry. There's a commode. There's more bottles and flasks. More tins of paint. Place. There's birds' nests everywhere. All the old flasks, the thermos flasks. Wow. What an amazing place, isn't it? The old pot. There's the, I don't know, back door, front door. The old umbrella there, look. Some more bottles on the floor. Bottles on the windowsill. There's the old where the old range would have been. Not sure what all the boxes are for. This old door, look. Covered in cobwebs. So we've got an old nice leather chair there, and the panelled doors. Right, let's go and see what this place is like. Oh my goodness. Wow. So this is just a mirror image to the house next door. Just got to be careful, there's a hole in the ceiling there. See all up there to the laths. And then we've got a room here. Another chair, like the one in the other room. Look at the window, just... That's a bit creepy, isn't it? The car seats, I've just worked out they're car seats. That's a car seat. Comfy chair though. This room is just full of straw. These stairs look a bit safer, so I'll go down and presume it's exactly the same as the one next door layout, but we'll go and have a look. Wow, so look at this one. I've got an old gas cooker there, look. Look at that. Wow. There's the range. If you can hear people, it's just some other explorers have turned up. They're just waiting for me to finish. Look at that. I'd say this one hasn't been lived in longer than the one next door, but that's just a guess. Wow. But this thing's amazing. Are they burners? Yeah, they're burners, aren't they? So it's a Valor gas oven of some kind. Wow. Oh no, it does open. There you go. Is that for doing roast potatoes or something? Doing your bacon? Wow. That looks like an old, I presume that was gas fired as well. I'm not sure. And then we go through into the other bit. That's just a... Is it a cupboard? Yeah, it's just a storage space under the stairs. But look at this in here, that's the original glass window. Yeah, this one definitely does seem... I don't know how to... wasn't lived in as recent as the other one. Is that your wash bowl there? I'd imagine. You put some coal and stuff underneath and do your hot washing. Yeah, there's no trinkets or anything in here. There's another car light though, look. Optrex Ilution. Wow, that window would have been in there. Again, there's the door. And then we've got the pantry here. There's nothing in this pantry. Oh, there's a tyre. Some cupboards. Wow. What do you think to these? They're well in the middle of nowhere, so that's probably why they've been left. Got the old meat hook. So we've got a little brick structure over there, which was probably the shared outdoor privy. So the two cottages probably had to share that.